Good evening. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. This is a regular school board meeting of the School Board Trustees of the School City of East Chicago. The time is now 6:08 p.m. The place is the School City of East Chicago Administration Building, 1401 East 144th Street in East Chicago, Indiana. This meeting is also being recorded via live stream on YouTube. Madam Secretary, call to order, please.
Trustee Gibson King.
Present.
Trustee Gomez.
Present.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Present.
Trustee Smith.
Present.
Madam President Taylor.
Present. May we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Color guard, attention. Carry colors. Forward, march. Right turn, march. Color guard, halt. Present colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order colors. Center, face. Forward, march. Post. Left face. Forward, march.
Thank you. Now moving on to item 1.03, mission statement. Dr. Stephen Bournet.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. Our mission: the School City of East Chicago educates and empowers every student through aligned instruction, meaningful partnerships, and differentiated practices to ensure success in life, college, career, and civic engagement.
Thank you. Moving on to item 1.04, certification. Pursuant to Indiana Code 5-14-1.5-6.1, I hereby certify that an executive session was held on Thursday, March 12, 2026, and there were no matters discussed during that meeting other than the items listed in the posted and advertised public notice. Are there any trustees who would dissent the certification? Being none, we can move on to the next agenda item, and that is item 2.01, approval of the agenda. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve item 2.01?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
2.01.
Motion made by Secretary Smith and second by VP Rodriguez. Are there any comments regarding the agenda from the board? Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King.
Yes.
Trustee Gomez.
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes. It's okay. Moving on to item 3.01, presentations, East Chicago Central High School.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Board. I'm Mr. Brown, Principal at East Chicago Central.
Good evening. Buenas noches. Soy la señora Quiroga, Mrs. Quiroga, Assistant Principal.
And good evening, everyone. Dave Tokars, the instructional leader at Central High School.
And Jonathan Hampton, student at East Chicago Central High School.
As we start off all of our programs for students and teachers, we always start out with this slide. At East Chicago Central High School, we want all of our students when they graduate to be college, career, and/or military ready. We want them to enroll, be employed, or enlist, and we do this by providing our students with next level instruction.
All right, currently our enrollment, we currently have 1,035 students. We're currently servicing students with IEP with a total of 225. We are servicing EL students for a total of 380, and we currently have 15 students that are McKinney-Vento.
Our attendance rate, we normally, during our SST meeting, we discuss it and we compare one year to the next. If you take a look at attendance rate from 24, 25 compared to the present, if you take a close look, it looks like it mirrors each other. There's not too much of a difference from one year to the next. However, what we did find was that in the month of December and January, it went down under 89.2 due to, we had very cold weather. The e-learning, kids didn't show up because they didn't have internet. And also, there were some difficulties with ICE. Many students stayed home because of that situation and that issue. At this precise moment, we have a 91% attendance rate. I was checking for May. It's at 91 so far. Hopefully, it'll increase. And also, I need to give a shout out to our freshmen who continuously are in school 93% of the time. They're the ones that continue having us in the 90 percentile. They just love Central High School. They want to come, they want to learn. So hopefully in May we can go reach 93, 94, hopefully 95. It's never too late. Thank you.
All right, as we take a look at a few pieces of academic data, most of the items that we'll share with you this evening are one of the 7 different post-secondary readiness competencies that students can show in order to graduate. And we'll start out with the SAT. So this is in terms of our students meeting the SAT benchmark, which our juniors took this past March. Preliminary data shows right about 23% of the state met both benchmarks. East Chicago Central High School, we're at 4% for the spring. Pretty statistically even over the last 4 years. Although many of our students didn't meet both benchmarks, we did have 58.4% of them show growth from the fall PSAT to the spring SAT. Each time a student takes the PSAT, the benchmark moves. So a student's always after a moving target until they get to the SAT. If we take a look at our math benchmarks for the SAT this spring, we have roughly the state, the top line was right about 25%. Meeting the math benchmark, that's juniors across the state. East Chicago Central High School, right now, preliminary data shows us about 5%. And once again, as many of our students did not meet the benchmark, we did have 56% of them show growth from that fall PSAT to the SAT here in the spring. When we take a look at evidence-based reading and writing, right now, from the spring data shows about 51% of the state hit the evidence-based reading and writing benchmark. We did have a decline here from year to year. This is a different group of students. We're right around where this group of students has statistically been performing. It just has that sharp decline there from one year's data to the next. Students in 11th grade with the evidence-based reading and writing from the fall PSAT to the spring SAT, 53% of them did show growth. They just have not met that benchmark. We're currently in the iLearn testing season, so this is preliminary data here over the last 4 years for the iLearn biology. This is not part of the post-secondary readiness competency, but this is one of the required tests by the state. Right now, preliminary data puts us right around 22-23%, kind of consistent over the past 3 years. We did have a great gain in 22-23 to 23-24, and now we've kind of stayed kind of consistent. Also, currently at this time, we are administering the iLearn Government ECA, and that test just started today, so I don't have any preliminary data to share with you on the government test.
Also, another assessment that we give at East Chicago Central is the ASVAB, the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery Test. And this year, you can see we increased. This was the highest total percentage we had. We went from 33% last year that passed to 38% that passed this year. So we did see an increase with the ASVAB test.
Another item that students can use to show that they are post-secondary ready for graduation is through earning concurrent credit. That is credit for high school, college credit earned at the high school level. So we have a strong partnership over the last 5 years with Purdue University Northwest. When we started out in 21-22, we started with about 99 credits earned by students. And you can see this year, if all of our students, once again, we're still not at the end of the semester, but if everybody earns their credit on campus, we do have 17 students that go off to Purdue Northwest. Either last semester or a combination of this semester. They take 4 different courses there. And at the high school, we have 150 of them enrolled with us. So we're projected, if everybody passes their classes, to have 843 credits earned by our high school students this school year. And what that really equates out to is a great savings for families. If we go, all of these credits are earned at no cost to students. And actually, the last couple of years, working with book reps and the staff at Purdue, they even comped the textbooks for our students. So it's an amazing partnership that we have with them. And this is where it comes into is the savings for families. The first year, we had about a savings of about $25,000. This year, we're projected at, everybody passes, we'll have over $243,000 in savings to students and families. Collectively, over the last 5 years, that's over $715,000 saved for our students and families. We'll have a couple of our concurrent enrollment students talk a little bit, but I do want to point out that one of our dual credit instructors with Purdue is in the house, and that is Mr. Richardson. So we need to give him a great round of applause.
All right, as you can see, our graduation rate went up again. Year before, we was at, in 2023, 2024, we was at 88.65%. Last year was the highest it's been in over 20 years. We made it up to 90%. And also, I got to give a big shout out to Miss Jensen. Is she here? Last year, Ms. Jensen did a wonderful job with our special needs kids. We got all 35 of our special needs kids graduate because of her hard work in her department. Also, because due to our hard work, our federal accountability went up the highest it's ever has been in a while. So 4 of our 5 subgroups all met expectation. So that in turn sent us out the red, basically, to a passing school now.
We have numerous highlights, but, we can't mention them all because I don't want this meeting to last until midnight. So let me just mention a couple of them. So students qualify for National Technical Honor Society. We still don't have the amount, but it's to be announced. We have 49 students in National Honor Society. All grade levels went to the career fair, which was spectacular. You guys should have gone. It was really great. 10th, 11th grade students participate in career coaching. This year, we have 135 students taking the AP exams, which starts next month. And we have multiple scholarship recipients.
And this evening, we wanted to highlight two of our high school seniors who, pending their May grades at Purdue Northwest and at Central, should earn the Indiana College Core. And the Indiana And the Indiana College Core is a block of 30 college credits that are transferable between all Indiana public universities and most private universities in the state. And I have both of them here with me tonight, and they just want to share with you a little bit about their experience. These students have gone above and beyond and taking multiple classes on their own also at PNW. So Jonathan Hampton and Nija Green.
Hello, as Tokar said, my name is Nija. I took a lot of classes at Purdue, and I'd like to take the moment to thank the teachers and staff because they were the ones who prepared me for those campuses. All the AP and dual credit classes that I took here in high school, on top of the ones that I took at Purdue, is gonna get me up to about, let's just say, almost 30 credits.
A full year.
Pretty much a full year. So if everything goes to plan, if everything goes to plan, going into college, I will have a sophomore's grade as a freshman. I see many of the teachers that actually taught me the quality and values that helped me succeed on campus, Ms. Artis, Mr. Richardson. I see you guys almost every day. I appreciate you guys. On campus is a lot different from high school, but you learn to grow with it. This is going to be my second official year taking classes on campus. And like I said, meeting up with my teachers in high school helped me prepare for office hours, exams. Because in college, you don't get assignments every day. You get assignments maybe once a week. So you have to stay on top of those due dates. You have to stay on top of those exam dates. If you don't make it to an exam, it is unlikely that you can reschedule within the time frame. Having these teachers, having these staff like Tokars, Brown, they are the ones who authorize transportation and everything so that we have a bus to Purdue before I have my license, before Jonathan gets his license. You know, we need to get there to take the class, y'all. So I feel like we've been surrounded by support, appreciation, and I feel valued because they saw my potential and they work with me to get where I am. And okay, it's saving a lot of money. That's great too. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I enjoyed my time at Purdue. I enjoyed my time at Central. To be honest, I could have graduated a little early, but I stayed simply so I could take these college classes and make it a little bit cheaper. Thank you.
Much like Nani here, who decided to stay in Central for the college credits, I do see the value in them tenfold. The one thing I can say prepared me most from taking these classes is the horrible scheduling issue that college classes have. Because I was the main one who decided to seek out the 2 extra classes we needed to get the ICC, that being mathematical ideas and intro to physical science, it's called? Yeah. And the hardest thing about that was definitely the scheduling conflicts with balancing the high school credits we need, quote unquote, because we don't really need the classes we have now, aside from the college classes we're taking. However, we still want to prioritize our high school credits more so over this. So I can say that that's one aspect of the college life that this has definitely prepared me for. In addition to that, much like Nija over here said, the academic rigor at Purdue is definitely something I was not expecting going in. Last year, we took speech and sociology, or sociology this year?
Sociology was first semester this year. We took speech last semester.
All right. Our speech class last year was our first class we were able to take on campus. And that definitely showed us the level of dedication we'll need to fully commit to a college class. I can definitely say individuals like Mr. Richardson over there and Mr. Dunsel, who 2 dual credit teachers we've had, definitely gave us that level of preparedness we needed to basically do our best to be the best students we can be. And what else do I have to say? And one thing I would like to point out that many other students should take away from this is that it is not the level of academic rigor that will bar you from taking these classes. It's your level of dedication and willingness to succeed that will stop you from this. Nigel and I doing this ICC should encourage more kids to do it, because as Mr. Tokar said, it is saving kids a lot of money. 30 college classes, or 30 credit hours, not 30 classes, 30 credit hours is around an entire year. So like the college I'm going to, a full year there would be, well, without like financially and stuff, would be $89K per year. So, and all these classes will transfer to the college I'm going to. So I'm saving myself almost $100,000 by taking these courses at Purdue. And I do have to thank Mr. Tokars and Mr. Richardson, Mr. Dunsel, and all those dual credit teachers for giving me the opportunity to excel in this manner. I think that's all.
Good job. Another item that we wanted to share with you this evening, the student Luis Alvarez Collin was not able to join us this evening, but he is the recipient of the Gates Scholarship. He found out about a week ago. The Gates Scholarship will cover tuition, fees, books, housing, and food, and may include some other additional personal expenses for him. There were an estimated about 61,000 scholarship applications, and 750 were awarded, so that's about a 1% rate. So we just wanted to give a shout out to Luis Alvarez Collin on this great achievement.
Speaking about Mr. Collins, he's taken all my AP court tests. Can you believe that? He signed up for just about all of them, all 7. Amazing young man. If you take a look at this picture, we're celebrating these students because they took the SAT. The highest score you could take is a perfect score of 1,600. However, these students reached 1,100, some over that, 1,080. So we rewarded them, and they also received a dress down pass for the rest of the semester. The following students, of course, they're from JRTC, and everywhere they are, they present us very well. And as a matter of fact, when we went to Parent University, they helped all the parents and community get where they needed to go. They were perfect. They were just stupendous. They were great. Thank you, Officer Woods, for training them. They did a great job at Parent University. The next picture, we need to celebrate the EPS program. These students from special ed are there. They work very hard. They've done T-shirts. They have the smoothie Fridays. They used to make coffee. They used to deliver. They do an awesome job. And Mary Ortiz, who orchestrates this whole program, she does a wonderful job with our special ed students. Thank you. Now, these 3 gentlemen, Tokar says, I don't want my picture there, but we need to celebrate Mr. Tokart. And Mr. Dunso and Mr. Richardson, they did a wonderful job and continue doing a wonderful job with PNW and dual credit. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, so PBIS, these students at Central High School received points throughout the year, and these students received the highest points, and they got awarded for doing what they're supposed to do. And these students, we celebrate them. They were top 20 students. They were rewarded, and they also rewarded those teachers that inspired them. That was taking place on Friday.
And while we celebrate our student representative on the board, I must mention Ms. Leila Edmonds has received a full scholarship to play basketball at the next level. All right, for next year, we have some new start time will be 8 a.m. to 2:35. Matter of fact, these are some updates for next year. We will be going to block scheduling, opportunities that provide students with comprehensive CTE blocks to ensure that they complete the capstone, increase opportunities to obtain industry certifications and CT programs. And a lot of this, I know Ms. Broadnax mentioned in her presentation, so we didn't go into too many details because this has been brought up, in her presentation. And also, we'll be doing an introduction of the Cambridge course. And once again, thank you, Cardinals. Any questions?
No questions at all, but congratulations and thank you. That was an awesome presentation.
Madam President.
Very proud. Yes,
Madam
Trustee
President, I just have a
Gomez.
couple questions.
Madam President, Ms. Gomez.
Yes, Trustee
wanna-
Gomez.
Has something to say.
I'm not sure who could or can answer this. I asked Superintendent, I believe it was his last meeting, how many kids do we have? And I can't remember the term they use, but essentially, when we're tracking our students from freshmen to graduating, what is the term? I can't remember.
The cohort?
We want to know how many of our students are entering as freshmen, staying with us through graduation.
Off. I couldn't give you that number off the top, but I could get it for you.
Okay.
So I think Trustee Gomez is inquiring about the freshman on track rate. Is that what you're asking about?
What was it?
The freshman on track.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, we can get you that information.
Yeah. And then the other question I had, I know some students, and congratulations to those who are completing their college courses. I know some students in the past have had difficulty when they've gone into college, not unusual for kids in general, but the other question I asked Superintendent, do we track any of our kids for completion of a four-year program within 4 years?
Do the counselors keep that? I'm not sure, but I could check.
That's the federal graduation tracking.
Oh, yeah. Yes, like that is right. It's part of the federal graduation tracking of 4 years. But I can't give you that. I don't have the numbers right now, but I can get that as well
That'd be
for you.
great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yes. I just have one question. I don't know, I'm just curious about this. I don't know who to ask this, but anyway, our extinguished graduates that we have, why is it always 20?
We don't want to be there to midnight. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I just wanted to know why.
That was a tradition before we came on board as a team, so we just continued the same tradition, but we can talk about it.
Yes, let's do
Okay.
that, because I think that, I call her little hands.
Dr. Yanders and Ms. Navarro said it used to be top 10. It went to top 20.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay, we can raise it up, though.
He had that question for me, and I explained to her, my daughter graduated in 2020. She was number 21. So imagine how I felt.
Right, that's right. Okay, thank you all. Thank you
you're
for your
welcome.
nice presentation.
You're welcome.
Thank the students.
Thank you once again.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item 3.02, second public hearing on preliminary determination.
Oh. This is paper, Jesse. Do we have a paper on this public hearing? Do we have a paper on this public hearing?
Good evening, board members, members of the administration, public. As we spoke at your last meeting, this is the second public hearing on the preliminary determination to enter into a lease to finance the proposed capital improvement program. The proposal involves issuing up to $30 million over the next 2 years to undertake significant HVAC improvements at Central High School and also as needed throughout the school corporation. The plan is to tackle the first $20 million this year and then the balance next year. And then we're always going to be flexible based on most advantageous time to borrow money to minimize interest rate costs. There's a lot of interest rate uncertainty in today's market. This first slide provides some information about your various funds. The most important fund from this perspective is the debt service fund, because that's where the new levy will be added to provide debt service on the existing bonds. The plan is to bring that debt service in as your current bonds are retired. Your current debt is paid off at the end 2035 or 2036, and these will extend that and be layered in over those next 10 years. So you have a nice cliff to minimize the tax impact on your ratepayers. This is your current debt service rate, and we can also make this information available to anyone who requests it. You can drop Ms. Simmons a line, and she can shoot out a PDF that has all this information if anyone's interested. This shows both the plan for the 26 and 27 financing, so the 20 million in this year and the balance next year. This is a snapshot of the school's overall debt service rate. As you can see, these are all of your debt that's currently outstanding and that's going away. This is that 2036 year I referenced. The proposal shows new debt coming on for 2026 and 2027, and those new payments. And even with this new debt, you still see a declining debt service tax rate. So as your AV continues to grow or stays the same, as this debt comes on and old debt pays off, you'll still see a declining impact on your ratepayers. Like I said, this is the second public hearing. I don't know if there are any questions at the first, but if there's any questions from the public about either the projects or the financial implications of the proposed financings, now is the time for either the public or the board to ask those questions or get any additional information. At the conclusion of this public hearing later in your business items, there are a couple of resolutions that start the next phase of the process. So we'll be back at future meetings for additional steps, the plan being to probably sell bonds sometime this summer if all the approvals are in place.
Yes, I have a question, Madam President.
Yes, Trustee Gibson King.
Now, this is about this $30 million. So how do we get our input in this conversation here about this money?
With respect to the projects or the actual projects that are being financed, I think that the priority list that has been targeted is the HVAC at Central is the #1 priority item, but I think that we won't have money till the summer, so there's time between now and the summer to continue conversations with the administration as far as what you see as priorities and provide that impact. What we're doing now is setting the maximum set of parameters that establish the financial picture of what the financing looks like. And as far as the project description goes, you're not being limited in any way to what those potential projects are. But the highest priority items, I believe, are the HVAC at Central, and then the rest is going to be brought on according to input from you and the administration.
Yeah, because my concern is we only have, I don't even know if it's 1,100 kids in our Central High School. It's 1,000, okay. So I'm trying to get some kind of understanding as to, we don't need that whole big building. Or if we do use that building for the purpose of these dollars that we're talking about for the project, I think that some more talk needs to be done as far as the accommodations for our children. Because we're not going to get this $30 million all at one time. Is that right, Ms. Harris? If we do get it, we're going to get it in segments, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so
To
I think
start out
that,
is 20.
yeah, I think that me as a board, I would like to have some conversation as far as that's concerned, and some more things. So,
Madam President, if I could add to that.
Yes.
So there will be opportunities for the board to continue to have input. Even right now, you're providing input into the
Yes.
process. Your approvals today just keeps the process moving forward. But
well, we don't want to get too far.
right, we don't want to get too far. I understand. I do understand that, and it is a slow process, which
Yes.
requires approvals along the way. The primary objective is to get the HVAC issues taken care of. But
Yes.
beyond that, I think it would be a good idea to request from the administration kind of a breakdown on the remainder of the projects that are going to be done, and you can have some input on how we prioritize everything outside of HVAC, which we know we have to do, is all the other projects. I think that would be a reasonable request.
Yeah, because my concern is the community is never here. And there's no, I'm just saying that, things happens without them, and we gotta reach them, because these are our tax dollars that we have to pay back. And so I'd like to have some say-so in how it's spent. Thank you, Ms. Harris.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions or comments?
I did have one question.
Yes.
With regards to the taxes, for the community, it does, what you're stating is that there's not going to be any type of increase in any type of property taxes with regards to this new levy?
No, I think that what you'll see is that there is a modest increase in the first 5 years. Let me pull up what that looks like. I had that.
So page 6.
So in the, from 2025 through 2034, that's where your current debt that exists that is being paid off. But in those periods, you will have a slight increase. And if you want to get, we can have the Senator Dalton folks show what that looks like for various AV levels so that you can get a sense of what that means on a monthly basis. But I think to put it in perspective, it's commensurate with what we've been doing the last couple of years. Because the AV of the school corp is so large that even up to 9 or 10 cents isn't really that material. So, but I think what we can do is have the Senator Dalton folks prepare some data showing what that actually looks like in dollars and cents on an annual basis for various home values.
Okay, thank you.
Got that?
Do you have something that you wanted to?
Yes, I just wanted-
They may already have that.
So I would just like to clarify, actually, on the page we're on the presentation right now, it does kind of address your question. We see our current tax rate and past tax rates are in the blue on the top in the blue highlighted far right column. The most recent tax rate you have currently is 14 cents, 0.1432. So that's as of right now. Then we start seeing payments start for the proposed bonds coming in the next 2 years if approved. And the tax rate increases slightly. We see it goes to 0.1941, 0.2204, and this is all in the orange on the far right. Eventually, that starts to decrease, and that's because the debt you already have starts to get paid off. You start to lose that debt. So the way this is organized is so that you'll see a small increase for 4 or 5 years, but then it actually starts to decrease again to below where you currently are now. So over time, it's a decrease in tax rate, if that makes sense.
Madam President, I want to make a statement. We are, I spoke with the CFO. We are going to schedule a community financial report. I think it's next week. It'll be posted so that all the questions that you need to ask, you can ask them then. And what you don't understand, they will sit down and explain it to you again and again. And I also wanted to say that in your packet with Dalton, with Senator and Dalton, and there is an addendum. Am I correct? There's an addendum. So if you look in your packet, you'll see the addendum to that. So as soon as the CFO comes back, she will explain all of that to not only just the stakeholders, the community, and anyone else that needs that information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep it moving.
Dr. Warnay.
Thank you, Madam President. Just wanted to remind our board and our community, we will post this presentation on our website, as we've started the practice of doing to keep our community informed. Also reminding our community they're always encouraged to watch our live stream recordings. The board also established a superintendent goal around financial stability. A part of that goal is presenting to the board a revised capital improvement plan, which will address or have an opportunity for the board to provide feedback on that plan, which does involve the $30 million bond. And the board also did approve a resolution to appoint a board of finance, which is another opportunity for the board to come before the board to allow opportunities for feedback regarding this process.
Madam President, I just want to speak. I'm well aware of all what's being said here. I'm speaking this from a point of view where our input needs to be more of our input needs to be on how these dollars are spent as far as accommodations, maybe changing some things around. That's what I'm speaking from. I'm not speaking of something that I already have. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. All right, so moving on to superintendent report.
Madam President?
Yes.
Before we do that, I just want to make sure we've given the public every opportunity to comment. So if you want to invite any other comments before we
Yes.
close out the public hearing and move on.
Understood. Are there any comments regarding the public hearing on this preliminary determination? Yes, I'd like to know where's the packet? I'm sorry.
Go to the mic.
Can I ask you to step to the mic, please, for the audience online? I appreciate you.
Okay, Cytherea Artist, 4122 Wag Avenue, East Chicago, Indiana. I was just inquiring, where is the packet? I know you said that it's open to the public about the packet. I don't,
Yes.
did I miss the
We
packet?
do not have a hard copy available, but this same presentation is attached to item 3.02.
Oh, it's gonna be online per se, okay.
Are there any other comments? Okay, thank you. Then moving on to superintendent's report.
Thank you, Madam President. The class of 2026 senior, Jamari Pollard, was awarded the 2026 Tan McCoy Athletic Leadership Scholarship this past week. Let's give Jamari a hand. This was an incredible accomplishment for this outstanding young man. The month of April is dedicated to Autism Awareness Month, aiming to foster understanding, inclusion, and support for individuals on the autism spectrum. We are thankful for all of our educators, our classroom teachers, all of our clinicians, and our paraprofessionals who work with our students every day to help them reach their full potential. Ivan Rojas on the varsity baseball team is the Jersey Mike's Athlete of the Week. This past week, he had 14 strikeouts. Let's give him a hand. Our girls' tennis team is the Jersey Mike's Team of the Week, having compiled a 5-3 record. Let's give them a hand. And be sure to catch our girls' tennis team and boys' baseball team in action at their next home games, both on May 4th. Unified Track makes its season debut today, Tuesday, April 28th, versus Gary Westside at home. Hopefully you've come out to support them, our amazing student athletes. It is finally here. Friday, May 1st, is Alumni Takeover Day. We are so excited for the approximately 150 East Chicago Central High School alumni to descend on all of our schools, to volunteer, and show us the true definition of what it means to give back. Let's give them a hand. April is also National Occupational Therapist Month. We want to thank all of our occupational therapists who help students with their motor, vocational, daily living, and other skills that promote independence. National Administrative Professional Day was April 22nd. We celebrated all of our executive and administrative assistants, our secretaries, and our clerks. And School Bus Driver Appreciation Day is today. Can we have all our representatives from the Transportation Department stand? We want to acknowledge the staff who ensure that our students arrive to and from school safely and attend school regularly. And now we have Miss Leanne Himes, Block Middle School science teacher, who was the recent recipient of the 2026
Yes.
Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce Teacher of the Year Award.
Good
Ms.
evening.
Himes, if you can share a few words with us.
Thank you for having me here tonight. I'd like to thank Dr. Bornay, the Board of Education, and the entire school city of East Chicago for this nomination. I've been working in East Chicago for 7 years now, and in that time, I've seen several different administrations pass through. From Dr. McNulty, I received a warm welcome to the district, albeit brief, and a bus tour of East Chicago, which was quite helpful as a newcomer to Indiana. With Dr. Abrego, I learned to utilize beyond textbooks to incorporate some useful supplemental resources into my core curriculum, some of which I'm still using. We've also had a few interim superintendents along the way, but since Dr. Bournet joined us, I've witnessed some incredible changes. Our district has begun to take guidance and feedback from many stakeholders. Last year with Dr. Bournet, I was able to serve on the community-wide committee to update our district's mission, vision, and and goals to help set the trajectory for SCEC. Dr. Bournet also held many town hall meetings to get in-person feedback from stakeholders, in which I've participated on several occasions. Shortly after those meetings, I've witnessed emails and surveys from administrators responding to the concerns raised at those meetings. It finally feels like we are a district working to take intentional steps to improve. This year, I was fortunate enough to be one of 2 teachers, chosen by my principal, Mr. Van Vlymen, as a teacher leader to work with him in the Indiana Principal Leadership Institute at Indiana State University. Mr. Sefton and I attended 4 conferences and worked with Mr. Van Vlymen on an action research project to improve the culture at Black Middle School. I ran professional development for Black teachers on 2 different occasions, leading teachers on instructional rounds in October and March to observe and learn from other teachers. I also attended the week-long Innovative Schools Summit in Nashville last summer, which allowed me to bring renewed enthusiasm and ideas to the Black administration, mentoring program, and teachers this year. Mid-year, Dr. Yanders invited me to attend the Paxton Patterson STEM Career Discovery Training with Christina Gutierrez, Michelle Navarro, and Jennifer Longhofer in South Bend. So right now, I am running a spring high-ability after-school STEM club using the Paxton Patterson kits. My students will be presenting with Ms. Johnson, Ms. Freiberger, and Ms. Dunn at Black STEM Night this Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., so come on out and join us if you're available. In addition, I recently participated in our textbook adoption committee to choose a new science curriculum for next year. And on that note, if I could have just one wish for next year, it would be to renew our middle school subscription for IXL. All right, to supplement that new curriculum. It is the most versatile tool I've encountered to support, remediate, and enrich the skills of our students needing to pass iLearn, and many of the Black teachers really miss having that tool in our toolbox. You can either smile or side-eye me now for my shameless IXL plug. But seriously, between Dr. Bournet and Dr. Yanders at the district level and Mr. Van Vlymen at Black, it seems our teachers' voices are now being heard, considered, and included in decisions. For me, that is a game changer for my buy-in and dedication to the district. The school city of East Chicago has its fair share of struggles, no doubt, but there are so many strong, caring, and innovative teachers doing great things to overcome those obstacles. From such a strong field of candidates, it is truly an honor and a privilege to be chosen as the school city of East Chicago Teacher of the Year. I'd especially like to thank Dr. Bournet and the board members Joel Rodriguez, Jesse Gomez, and Patty Jo Gibson King for attending the Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce awards ceremony and being there to support my family and I when I received the award. Thank you all.
This year, the Indiana Department of Education revised their Teacher Appreciation Grant. We are thrilled to announce our teachers who are recipients of this year's Teacher Appreciation Grant. If you're present when I call your name, please stand. Vesna Drahika. Elizabeth Eddings. Danielle Ferreira. Pauline H. Gulianis. Gordana Andrick. Stephanie Henderson. Erica Summers. Valerie Austin. Sandra Bernard. Elizabeth Cessna. Jennifer Willman. Judith Florzak. Aaron Dunsel. Roy Richardson. And Darnisa Steele. We want to thank all of our teachers who were recipients of the tag. And later on in the board, we will be voting on acceptance of that grant. And those staff members should remain after the board meeting to receive their award. Public School Volunteer Week was last week, April 19th through the 25th. We use this opportunity to thank our community volunteers who support our strategic plan community engagement goal. We recognized recently the parent volunteers who had logged over 1,325 hours at Parent University on April 18th. Let's give all those collective parent volunteers a hand. We want to recognize a special public school volunteer as well, who volunteers not only during the school year, but also during the summer. You will see him at practices and games for all 3 seasons, fall with football, winter for basketball, and spring with track. And he supports our students during the school day as well as after, inside and outside of school. Let's congratulate Coach Kenneth Monroe for Public School Volunteer of the Year.
Now, what you gotta say? What you gotta say now? What you gotta say? Come on, talk to me. Talk to the face. Want to hear what he gotta say? Yes.
Every man, there's a great woman.
Yes.
Take a picture, Bonnie.
Okay. Okay. Did you get a picture? You didn't get no picture? Okay. More than welcome.
And Madam President, that does conclude my report.
Thank you. Just have a quick comment from Councilman Robert Garcia.
Hello, my name is Robert Garcia, 3733 Parrish Avenue. You couldn't honor a better person in East Chicago. Just to let you know, when I was in high school at Washington, he was one of my football coaches. So that's how long we go back. And then over 20 years ago, he approached me about starting that football program in Block. We got that started, but that's the dedication he has to this community. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, congratulations. All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Item 5.5, actually, approval of the consent agenda. Are there any responses or any comments from the audience? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve 5 consent agenda.
Motion made by VP Rodriguez. Do I get a second? Second. Second by Secretary Smith. Are there any comments from the board?
Yes.
Yes, Secretary Smith.
I'm not gonna be long.
Please.
No, I just have a question on the consent, the claim docket, page 5.
So we're just making comments, right? Not questions?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I just want to get it over with.
No,
Okay.
just the comments, fine, but as far as questions, we're going to leave those.
This was a question. Okay, well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
You can make a comment towards it, though. You don't have, you have questions. Just saw a lot of highlighting. Just wanted to make sure that we were staying to the agenda, that this part is for
Okay,
comments.
I'm sorry. I got excited because Kenny got awarded.
I
okay?
know, we all did. I think the most exciting part was that he got surprised, and that's hard to do. Are there any other comments from the board regarding the consent agenda?
Oh, the one, this one.
All right, hearing none, Madam Secretary, can I get a roll call, please?
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Dr. Bornay?
Actually, and due to the length of the agenda, and our teacher appreciation grant winners can see Miss Wright for their award, if you do not want to stay for the whole meeting.
Say, excuse me. Diane, tell him, come.
Done so.
We're gonna take a 2-minute recess, just to transition into new business.
Mr. Denson. Yeah, she has the checks. That ain't your baby back there, is it? Is that your
Yes.
baby? Yes, it's back there.
For, moving on to new business. For the sake of time, we are going to actually move up item 6.17, I'm sorry, 6.18, 6.19, and 6.20.
18, 19, and 20.
You say what now, Madam
sorry.
President? Which numbers?
We are going to move up items 6.18, 6.19, and 6.20.
Okay.
And we could just wrap them up into one? Condense them into one?
Recommend wrapping them
No,
up.
okay.
Yeah, just take them out of order.
Take them out of
For
order,
the sake of
okay.
time, yep.
All right. So item 6.18, that is now item 6.01, is the approval of the 1028 project resolution. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve now 6.01?
Well, you actually don't have to, Madam President, you don't have to worry about renumbering. You're just taking them out of order.
Take them out of order,
So keep
okay.
it as 6.18 so
Sounds
that it
good.
makes it easier for everybody. Yes.
Thank you, it makes it easier for me.
Yes.
All right, yes.
Madam President, I make a motion to approve item 6.18.
Motion made by VP Rodriguez,
Second.
second by Secretary Smith. Are there any comments from the board?
Yeah, I got to find it.
Madam President, if we could just have an overview of the
Yes.
resolution.
Good evening. I'll give an overview of 618, 619, and 620. All three of those relate to the financing. The 1028 resolution is a resolution that's required under Indiana law whenever you're going to undertake a school improvement in excess of $1 million. And what that resolution commemorates is the tax impact and the estimated cost of the project. So you'll see some of the financial parameters.
Excuse me one quick second. I want to make sure everyone's giving you their attention. He's giving an overview of the
Yes, I hear-
resolution.
yes,
Okay,
thank
just want to make sure. Go ahead.
And these resolutions memorialize the information that was in the presentations that you received during the public hearings. The second resolution is a preliminary determination resolution, and that resolution sets forth the maximum parameters for the financing, the borrowing, the expected sources of the expected project descriptions. And then the final approval approves a form of an amendment to lease. This financing structure involves your building corporation, and the building corporation undertakes the facility improvements on your behalf and leases the facilities to the school, and we're amending that current lease so that the new debt service can be covered by those lease payments.
Okay, thank you.
Madam President, just for the record, could you state your name and?
Yeah, my name is Jimmy Shanahan. I'm Taft Law, and we're your bond counsel.
Yeah, how you spell that last name?
Shanahan.
Shan.
Ahan.
A.
Just like it sounds. Eh.
You say your first name John? Joe Jimmy. Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Okay, thank you. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King,
I'm gonna have to abstain on this one. I don't have my board docs.
Trustee Gomez,
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Yes.
Trustee Smith. Yes. Madam President Taylor.
Yes. Moving on to item 6.19, approval of preliminary determination resolution. Any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.19?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve 6.1.
Second.
Motion made by Secretary Smith and second by Trustee Gomez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King,
Abstain.
Trustee Gomez,
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Madam President Taylor.
Yes. Moving on to item 6.20, approval of resolution approving form of amendment to lease. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.20?
Madam President,
Make a
make a
motion.
motion to approve 6.20.
Motion made by Trustee Gomez and second by VP Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King,
I have to abstain.
Trustee Gomez.
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Madam President Taylor.
Yes. Now moving on to item 6.01, which is the approval of Pangier Construction Manager as advisor agreement for preschool classrooms and restrooms upgrades for Washington, Lincoln, Harrison, and McKinley. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.01?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve 6.01.
Motion made by Secretary Smith. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by VP Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.02, approval of Pangier Construction Manager as advisor agreement for playground upgrades, pre-K. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.02?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve 6.02.
Motion made by Trustee Gomez. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by VP Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.03, approval of notice of 2025 to 2027 Title III application approval. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.03?
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion for 6.03.
Second.
Motion made by Secretary Smith and second by Trustee Gomez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.04, approval of occupational therapy, Kenya Hoyle. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.04? Yes, there is a comment. Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve item 6.04?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve 6.04.
Motion made by Secretary
Second.
Smith and second by VP Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.05, approval of Cambridge grant. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get an approval, and a motion to approve item 6.05?
Madam President, I move to approve 6.05.
Motion made by Trustee
Second.
Gomez, second by VP Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President,
Yes,
we
Trustee
just have an
Gomez.
overview of this grant from Dr. Burnett.
Yes.
We have Dr. Yanders to come provide an overview of the Cambridge grant.
Good evening, Madam President, trustees, Superintendent Bournet. The Cambridge grant is a grant that we apply for. Mr. Brown mentioned it. So you all have heard of AP classes, right? The Cambridge grant will allow us to start giving our students AP, Cambridge courses that can lead to a pathway or a seal on their diploma. Is called the A seal. So how you have the honor seal, the technical honor seal, this will also give them another pathway to take to get a seal on their diploma. And the good thing about the Cambridge program and the Cambridge classes is, unlike the AP courses where the teacher has to have a master's degree and all of these other credentials to teach those courses, the Cambridge courses provides all the professional development to the teachers who are teaching those Cambridge courses, and they don't have to have those particular credentials, which is a benefit and a plus to our students. As you all can see, it's paying off with the IC, the 2 students that we're receiving the ICC. This is a dream come true. We're moving towards that associate's and the diploma. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other comments from the board? Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.06, approval of adult ed paraprofessional teacher job description. Are there any comments from the audience? Yes. Can I ask you to please step up to the podium for our audience online? Thank you.
Does this have anything to do with adult ed or adult basic education?
I'm going to ask Ms. Jensen to come and address that question.
Good evening, members of the board, Madam President, Superintendent Bournet. Last year, we actually lost the adult education grant. That was a grant that we utilized for our, for staff to teach the paraprofessional certification course. We have suffered woefully all this year for lack of certified paraprofessionals in our district. We are going to be using donationary funds this next year to put that back in place. It will be an adult education program. We will offer it during the summer school time. We also are going to be recruiting our students who are graduating this year.
Nice.
So we really are hoping that we can find a new crop of paraprofessionals to come and join us by offering this certification course. We will also take those individuals who have taken the course, and we will take them to the certification testing center and have them test.
Thank
So
you.
that is what this job description is for. So it
Thank
is
you.
adult ed.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Did that answer your question, Ms. Bishop? Okay. Okay. All right. Can I get a motion to approve item 6.06?
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 6.06.
Motion made by BP Rodriguez. Second by Secretary Smith. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President,
Yes, Trustee
if I
Gomez.
could ask Ms. Jensen, is this job description any different than the previous one?
It is the same job description, basically, that was used for the adult education program.
And with the adult education program? who
We
are you
lost the
what's
funding
your-
for that, therefore we couldn't offer it any longer.
and who's your target audience?
Our target audience, community members, graduating seniors. We actually have community members now that have said they have such sort of severe testing anxiety that if they come and take the class, they feel confident that they can pass the test. So we really are targeting community members. We were waiting for the job description to be approved, and then we are going to start immediately targeting our college, or excuse me, our high school graduates as well.
And then what courses will they be?
So what this is to prepare them to take the paraprofessional certification examination that we require for paras. Our paras have to either have 60 college credit hours or have passed the paraprofessional examination.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Secretary Smith.
This is to HR. Is that part of this program, Ms. McJunkin? Did I say it right? Oh, thank you, Lord.
I'm sorry. Good evening, Board. You asked what question?
Okay, you remember you was explaining a paraprofessional class?
This is one of them.
Okay, that's
And
what I.
NEO is the other one.
Yeah, okay. All
So
right.
it's two, we have two, well, we'll be running two programs.
Okay,
The wonderful thing about this program is it's in East Chicago. It's going to be in one of our buildings, we haven't decided which, depending on HVAC situations, and it will be run through the month of June. So the NEO program, those individuals have to go to the Portage Testing Center and Training Center and train there. This, we're doing it right here in-house.
Right. The NEO program, we provide transportation to Portage, but this one will be here in our district.
okay. I just remember you mentioning that, so.
Yes, but, and it's for paras, it's not for teachers
It's
to
for
take the
paras.
praxis. It's only for those who are interested in becoming paraprofessionals.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes,
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.08, approval of the TAG grant. Are there any comments from the audience? I apologize, thank you. Item 6.07, approval of professional development requests. Are there any comments from the audience? Yes, Ms. Artis.
Yes, what I have, what I was questioning, can any teacher at this time apply for professional development for the fall, since this particular one is already up for you to pass for the fall? Can any teacher apply for any professional development?
Yes, we can wait for your building principal or director, either at the elementary or secondary level, in your case, to communicate when that window was open, what approved professional development we have planned. That committee is still planning the professional development opportunities to see if they align with our strategic goals for next year.
No, I am talking about, can someone apply to go to, outside of the community itself for the fall already?
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
So we're putting a process in place for you to see if your request aligns with the strategic direction the district is taking.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.07?
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 6.07.
Motion made by VP Rodriguez, second by Trustee Gomez. Any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.08, approval of tag grant. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.08?
Madam President, go ahead.
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 6.08.
Motion made by VP Rodriguez,
Second.
second by Secretary Smith. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.09, approval of Go Green Grant. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.09?
Madam President, make a motion to approve 6.09.
Motion made by Secretary Smith, and I believe second by Trustee Gomez.
Yes,
Any comments from the board?
Madam President.
Yes, Trustee Gomez.
With this, this is that $45,000 grant.
Correct.
Will this require a separate line item? Attorney Harris, would this, the approval of this Go Green grant, the one we just received is like 45,000. My question is, do we have to establish a separate line item for this grant?
That's more of a finance question. I'm not sure from my perspective whether that's required or not. That would be dictated by State Board of Accounts, et cetera. My impression would be the same, though, that you would need that, but I don't know the answer to that question.
Mr. Pena, would you be able to
I think
find out
Nelson's
for us?
here, if you can answer that question. Mr. Pena's here.
Good evening. Yes, normally for any grant that we get, we always set up a separate fund for that grant where we can track the expenses and doesn't intermingle with anything else.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Are there any other comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.10, approval of interlocal agreement with the City of East Chicago. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.10?
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 6.10.
Motion made by VP Rodriguez,
Second.
second by Secretary Smith. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President,
Yes.
can we have Attorney Harris just give us a brief summary of the interlocal?
Yes. Madam President and to the board, before you is kind of the second step in this process. The board previously adopted a resolution authorizing myself and the superintendent to proceed forward with working on an interlocal agreement between the City of East Chicago and the School City of East Chicago, primarily involving this administration building. As we all know, as we sit here with all the buckets around, that this building has reached the end of its useful life. And fortunately, we've been able to work cooperatively with the city for a solution to that problem. Included within this interlocal agreement is a contribution from the city of $1 million in exchange for the transfer of the deed to this building to the city. We also reference in the interlocal agreement that this is in the spirit of cooperation between the city and School City, which already exists, which is evidenced by the MOU. It's a separate MOU for our shared facilities, and that will continue to be in place. We don't outline those here, but we do make reference to the fact that we cooperate with the city in other ways as well. So with that, I'd recommend approval.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
No.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.11, approval of wage reopener maintenance. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.11?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve 6.11.
Can I get a
Second.
second? Second, okay, motion made by Secretary Smith and a second by VP Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President, for Attorney Harris, can you summarize this? The wage reopener for maintenance?
Actually, I think the superintendent can provide that. Yep.
So in the off years, when we are not renegotiating a new contract, there is a provision for the opening of the contract to discuss wages only. We've met with our maintenance union at SEIU, and the recommendation, or we've agreed upon the sum of $1,050 for a stipend.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.12, approval of cancellation of stale dated checks. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.12?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve 6.12.
Motion made by Secretary Smith, second by VP Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President,
Yes, we have,
I did
Trustee
speak
Gomez.
with some of these individuals and instructed them to contact the superintendent regarding reissuance of these checks. Dr. Bournet, did somebody reach out to you regarding that?
We've had one follow-up so far.
Okay. So how do we pull that off this report?
I'll ask Mr. Pena to come up and address how that situation should be handled regarding the reissuance of a check being pulled off.
Yeah, I believe that if somebody does come forward, that we can reissue the check that was either lost or misplaced, or they just never claimed it.
Would it have to be the individual, or can a family member request it on their behalf?
I believe it would have to be the individual.
So my question is that this is on a document, so do we have to pull that individual's name off the document?
Well, the document was a list of everything that's open and outstanding there that's eligible for being stale dated. So we can say, if this person's coming forward, so we can remove them off the list.
Attorney Ayers, can we just forward date this so that another week or so, give
I
that?
was going to suggest something different. I believe there's two things. One, I do believe it'd be more appropriate for the board to adopt a resolution that provides the authorization to cancel these stale dated checks. Right now, it's more of a memo where they're requesting permission. I think we should go to the formality of having it as a resolution, and attached to the resolution should be an exhibit that outlines each of the checks that are at issue. So between now and the next meeting where you approve and ratify the resolution, we can clean up any that might be out there that's hanging out there.
Okay.
But I think that's the better approach. So you can approve now them moving forward with the process, but what I would draft for you is a resolution along with the exhibit with all the checks, and that'll be the final version of it.
Okay.
And you can approve and ratify that at the next board meeting.
Thank you.
Yep.
Madam President,
Yes, VP Rodriguez.
Mr. Pena, with regards to the checks today, so if an individual comes in and say they found a check in their side pocket 5 years later,
Yeah.
are you able to reissue a new check, or is that part of this resolution we're talking about?
What I hear the board saying is they would like to see the staff go through the process of double checking to make sure that there aren't people there that are expecting a check, need it reissued. I think they should take the next 2 weeks to reconcile that for you, and then when you see the resolution at the next board meeting, they'll have an exhibit attached to it that'll outline all the final checks that, hey, these aren't being reissued, these are being canceled. we've double-checked, this is it. I think that'd be the best course of action.
I'm not sure if that answered my question.
No, go ahead and ask.
So, Mr. Pena, if an individual comes in and has, and I'm just gonna pick a check date, say for 2022, they come in with a 2022 check, they can't go to the bank, they can't cash it because it's already past its limit. Can they come here and have that check reissued based on the services that they have done?
Yes.
They can.
That would be like a district decision, how we would want to handle that.
Okay. And I'm sorry, just another question, because, and I'm saying this just because we had the same situation happen to us as well. If an individual comes in with a check that is say, whether it's 2022 or 2023, and let's say it got rained on, you can't see the numbers, you can't see anything, can they come to the school district to have a new check?
I would say if they have the original, so that we can somehow verify it or take a look at it, then yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So we could approve as is and then, okay. All right, are there any other comments? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King.
Yes.
Trustee Gomez.
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Madam President Taylor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Pena. Moving on to item 6.13, approval of waiver of outstanding fees totaling $2,331,962.18. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.13?
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 6.13.
Motion made by VP Rodriguez. Can I get a second? Second by Secretary Smith. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President,
Yes, Trustee Gomez.
do we know the timeframe over which this $2 million is accumulated?
Yeah, this goes over quite a few school years. It was when we used to collect book rental fees. But one of the provisions back then was that if a student was on free and reduced lunch, they didn't have to pay the fee. However, we did have to keep track of it because we used to have the textbook fund, and the state would reimburse you a portion of those fees that were due. And these have just been rolling over in case we need to check back. But now that the state has eliminated the textbook curriculum materials fund, and they've rolled that into the basic grant. We want to clear that off the books, but that requires board approval.
And this is not technically a loss to the district?
No, it's not.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the board? Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King.
Yes.
Trustee Gomez.
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Madam President Taylor.
Yes. Moving on to item 6.14, approval of resolution declaring intent to self-operate food service program. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.14?
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 6.14.
Motion made by VP Rodriguez. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Secretary Smith. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President,
Yes, Trustee
if I
Gomez.
could have Dr. Bornay to give us an overview of this.
Yes, so for the 26-27 school year, we'll be transitioning to the self-operation model for food service. Previously or currently, we outsource that with K-12 Elliott. So this resolution is resolving to terminate or non-renew the contract with K-12 Elliott and move to self-op.
We have had this in the district before, and at some point in time opted to outsource this service program. What's the advantage? What are we looking at here?
So, Mr. Hale is also available, but in terms of cost savings, there is anticipated, we pay $145,000 contract-based to K-12 currently. So that is the base cost savings we'll have. We'll also be working with our Northwest Indiana Educational Service Center to participate in their co-op, which allows us to buy our goods and foods, et cetera, at a discounted rate.
So what is the anticipated savings here?
The minimum will be $145,000. And that doesn't include the anticipated rate that they would charge for next year for renewing. That is this current year rate.
Madam President?
Does that conclude your question, Trustee Gomez?
I'm just, this is very gray to me, so for now, yes.
Okay. Secretary Smith.
With this particular program, will they still be able to hire the workers that are working for them now? I mean, they have first chance at being hired.
That is correct. So our current employees, well, I'm sorry, K-12's current employees will have the opportunity to join SCEC as employees working for food services, which also was a previous model before we went to outsourcing.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other comments from the board?
I just want to ask a question. So now when.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
VP Rodriguez had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Trustee Rodriguez.
Okay, because I was gonna waive my time, because Mr. Hale's here, and I want to sort of get his overview on, since he's the Director of Food Services. Can you explain a little bit about of us going to self-serve rather than working with a food service vendor?
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you guys for your time. It's putting our students first. It allows us to take the funds that we've been giving to the outsourced company and providing that back into our district, fixing equipment, the things that haven't been taken care of with the food service management company. The majority of our equipment is at its life's end, and they don't take funds and apply that to that. So that gives us those funds back. Additionally, federal regulations have changed since your last time at being in self-op. So you would have to have an additional food service director on your payroll anyway, because only they can oversee the federal dollars. So that's an additional, whatever that salary would be on top of what you're already paying the food service management company. Additionally, funds from the federal grants that we get for food services have been slashed in half, if not more, by the current federal administration. So in anticipation of not having that money, getting those funds back to us allows us to provide and continue to provide the nutrition that we give to our students.
So in terms of ensuring that the food meets the federal requirements as far as sodium base and so forth.
Correct.
Are you able to manage that as we move forward?
Yes, I've been doing that for many years. Prior to coming to School City of Chicago, I'm certified by the state to run that operation from that standpoint. Also with NESIC, we are able to reach out to them. They have dietitians. And then the software that we utilize also checks all that for us to make sure that our menus are meeting. The other benefit to this is that we're not given menus by a food service management company. We have the opportunity to present the menus to our students and have them give us more feedback on what they do and don't want, and we gives us more leniency to make our menus based around what's going on here in East Chicago, not a global outlook. So that helps with it too.
I guess this is more of what the students were saying in the past, where the food tastes more better with knowing, because obviously having to meet that percentage requirement by the federal government. Yeah. Now that we're getting money back, are we able to use those funds to reduce that percentage so that food can taste better?
So my emphasis is on helping not just the students, but this community learn that salt is not the basis for food and food flavor. We can utilize our funds to start growing herbs and spices inside of our kitchens so kids can see stuff from seed to plate. That won't happen immediately, but those are in our plans down the road. And we can take those types of funds and bring in better low sodium, less salt items, to introduce to them that there's healthier ways to eat. And hopefully, through time, they can learn what we're attempting to do. And by having more tastings and interactions with our student body, we can hopefully work towards getting their insight a little more.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Gibson King?
So we have our student want to ask a question. Madam
Yes, yes, Ms. Lee.
Hi, I would like to make a comment. I am a student at East Chicago Central High School, and so I have direct access to the food. I did want to say I like the sound of the idea, although I will be graduating this year, so a little too late. But I had many talks with Dr. Bernay about the food and in our student board, and I think they would be thrilled to hear that they will have a say-so in what they will be consuming, and I think it would be better for the schools, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
President. So now this, to the gentleman there, this self-op, now, so you will be cooking the food?
No, my staff will.
Not you, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
this is what-
yeah,
this is-
it's 3,500
yeah.
students. I'm good, but I ain't that good every day.
Okay.
But no, I'll be oversight for our 7 operations. Now, in all honesty, the way we're structured with food service management company now is pretty much self-operation because there's 2 styles, and the style that you guys chose, we're basically paying them to process payroll and process your bills and stuff like that for you. The rest of it is pretty much self-operation already. All the employees work for us. When you guys see those bills come across, you're paying full amount for those employees. You're paying full amount for the food that we purchase, and we own all of it. So it's kind of the same structure to an extent, if that kind of answers what you're saying. So my staff, all of them will be given the opportunity to rejoin us in the roles that they're in. I mean, I have some staff here that's been here for 30 years and teaches me something every single day. So these are people I don't want to get rid of. And the key factor is that we can focus on the staff here in School CDV Chicago. I've been working with special education of bringing those students into our kitchens at the end of the school year for their last semester. The same with CET, I think that's what it's called, so that those kids can come and join us also to get hands-on learning in the back end of the school year. Now, this isn't like a turn of the key process, but it is in our workings for things that we plan on doing over the next 5 years, which I will be talking to you guys about hopefully soon to explain kind of our outlook and where we're heading.
So my question is now is, you would be cooking at Central High School, not you, but your staff,
Correct.
at Central and Block.
Central
You're gonna be
Block.
you're gonna be cooking at all the schools.
We cook it, and we currently do
Okay.
now, all 7 well, soon to be all 6 schools, we cook all of our food on site.
Okay.
And we'll be shifting towards our goal, our long-term goal is 80 to 85% from scratch. But we're not there yet, that's our goals, but that's kind of the direction we're gonna be going.
Okay. All right, thanks.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your time. If there aren't any other comments, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
No.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.15, approval of college hunk hauling quote. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.15?
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 6.15.
Motion made by VP Rodriguez, second by Trustee Gomez. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes. Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.16, approval of second reading for policies PO 4415, retirement, PO 4434, holidays, and PO 8210, school calendar. Are there any comments or questions from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.16?
Madam President, make a motion to approve item 6.16.
Motion made by VP Rodriguez. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Secretary Smith. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President, just an overview of each of these, please.
Yes, Trustee Gomez.
All right, to the board, the first policy is related to severance pay. It's PO 4415. And if you see the highlighted areas in green are what has been added here to this particular policy, there's been no changes with the exception of the addition of the language not covered by the terms of a negotiated agreement. If there is an agreement to the contrary, then that would dictate. Outside of an agreement, though, then this is what would apply in terms of how we treat severance pay. So we haven't changed our policy on severance pay, only to acknowledge the fact that it is possible to have an agreement that would deal with it differently. Okay. And then the next policy is PO 8210, and that is in reference to the school calendar. That reflects updates that have been provided through state code, and that indicates that, and you'll see in the highlighted green area in the second paragraph, the IDOE's instructional time guidance as stated, and then it gives the state citation. So here we've included state code to the policy itself, but otherwise do not change the policy in any other way. And then lastly, we have PO 4434, and these are holidays where we have indicated that the board authorizes paid holidays for all 11-month and 12-month support staff members on the date of said holidays. Superintendent Bornay, if you could explain the scenario that gave rise to this, because it's somewhat unique. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Attorney Harris. So previously, when we have 10-month employees who work during the summer for summer school, they were misunderstanding that they would get the paid day off for Juneteenth or July 4th. And that only applies to our 11 and 12-month employees unless it is already stated in your contract for SEIU. And it wasn't in those particular employees. So this just clarifies so that they know that they're not eligible.
And that scenario was they were expecting to be paid for a holiday during a period of time that they were not working, right? That's what it is. Okay. So we cleaned that up a little bit in that policy, and that covers all three. All right, and I'd recommend approval.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King?
Yes.
Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Madam President Taylor?
Yes. Moving on to item 6.17, approval of personnel report. Are there any comments from the audience? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 6.17?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve 6.17.
Motion made by Secretary Smith, second by VP Rodriguez. Are there any comments from the board?
Madam President,
Yes, Trustee Gomez.
we continue to go through this, and the personnel report, gets amended from the time we were originally provided this document. I see here now am I understanding this correctly? Item number 6 has been removed,
Number 6 has been removed.
or no, it's on, I see it's on.
It's on board docs. There's the item number 6.
I see it was on the back page. The other question I had was regarding items 12 through 15. There's a difference in the amount that's being paid. There's a reason for each of those salaries being different.
I think Ms. Gutierrez is gonna.
Yes, as part of the high ability teams, it depends on how much of, how long their club or how many clubs they did. They're part of the high ability committee. So some of these worked all year long with our high ability students, and some of them did multiple clubs with high ability students.
Are there any other comments from the board? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
I
I'm
did have one more question. Item number 1, there is a dollar amount attached to this position here. Dr. Bournet, what is the current salary for Director of Food Services?
I'm sorry, if your question is, what was the last payment that we had for a food service director? The last salary listed? It was a part-time position, and it paid approximately $45,000.
So we're going to a full-time position now?
That is correct.
I've checked with some other school districts. It looks like the salary is on the higher end of the scale, and even when I looked at, IAI'd, what salaries would be for Director of Food Services in Northwest Indiana, and I think the average was from 80 to 90,000. This seems an exorbitant amount of money, especially at a time when we're going to be hit financially with these Senate Enrolled Act 1. So I'm not in favor of 98,000. I really would like to have more information. So, Madam President, I'd like to move to table item 1 on this personnel report as a secondary motion.
I think Dr. Bonet does have an explanation as it relates to the funds.
He was placed on the approved 24-25 administrator salary scale for a non-certified director. Yes. So the fund that the food services director is paid from is operations, but keep in mind too that a number of the items, including the salary for the food service director, is reimbursable and paid through the grant.
This is saying it's being funded through education.
Right.
Still reimbursable.
And you're asking for this to be retroed 2 weeks ago.
That is correct.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable with this. I'm still going to hold to my secondary motion of tabling this item for further discussion. And I'll make that in the form of a motion, Madam President.
All right, so there's a motion on the table to, there's a motion on the floor to approve the agenda, the personnel report with tabling item number 1 on the
Madam-
personnel report.
So my understanding is I think that there's just a secondary motion on the floor right now that hasn't had a second, but it's just to remove that item.
It's
correct?
actually, yes, yeah, let me rephrase that. Yeah, it'd be better phrased to remove this item.
So that secondary motion needs a second if we're going to proceed with a vote on it.
All right, so is there a second?
I'll second it, Madam President.
All right, second made by Trustee Gibson King. Madam Secretary, roll call.
Trustee Gibson King,
No.
Trustee Gomez.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I want to make sure
Yes.
that we're
for
clear.
the approval of the personnel report, yes.
No, the motion on the floor right now is to remove item 1.
Yes, and I want to remove it.
Okay, then your vote for the record is
Would be
yes.
yes.
Trustee Gomez,
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Can we have any discussions with regards to the secondary motion? I did have one question, Superintendent.
If the president allows it, yes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, I'm sorry. All right.
With Dr. Bonet, is there, looking at the salary schedule that we approved, was he within the guidelines of the salary schedule?
That is correct. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Gutierrez.
So you said it.
Yes, it is, but I think, just to be transparent, I think that when you address Mr. Hales, you probably should do the administrative altogether, because there's quite a few that don't fit in the salary scale.
You said it don't fit.
Correct, so I know there's conversation about fixing the salary scale for admins, because we haven't done it. So to make it clear with Mr. Hale, it'll make sense when they all, you know what I'm saying, at one time, so it doesn't look like we're singling him out.
Yeah, so,
Right,
Yes.
because we have not done that. You're right.
and
We have not
again,
changed
my-
the salary scale.
one of the things that we've discussed at our first finance meeting last week was to address the salary schedule. So this Thursday, we did bring in, we are bringing in Sender and Company this Thursday at 6 o'clock to our finance meeting. So those of you who'd like to attend that, you can hear the overview of Sender and Dalton. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm going to vote yes as well, because I want to hear what Senator Dalton has to say, because if it affects one, it has to affect all. And I want to make sure everybody is fair and equitable across the board.
That's correct.
Okay.
So if I can, just for clarity and make sure that everyone is understanding what's happening right now. So right now, there is a motion on the table to table
Just remove item one.
I'm sorry, to just remove item 1. If we can repeat the roll call. So it's just to remove item 1 from the personnel report.
Right, the secondary motion is to remove item 1 from the personnel report. We started the roll call. I think the secretary can repeat what those votes are already, and then we can continue with finishing the roll call. So if you could start with what the votes were for trustee Gomez and go from there.
Attorney Ayers, can we just make the motion to approve the personnel report with the
Then remove
removal
it,
of item 1, so we could just get this done?
You can,
In one move.
if that's what you want your motion to be.
If I could, Madam President, just,
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to propose at the beginning, but okay.
So just withdraw your secondary motion and make a new one.
yeah, I'll withdraw the secondary motion then. And my secondary motion instead would be to approve the personnel report minus item number 1.
Doing it in one step.
I guess, Trustee Gomez, so we're removing the first motion right now, and you're adding the second motion. So so I think who made the motion? I made the motion, right?
I did.
Oh, you did? The first? Okay. Sorry about it.
Yeah, we have a new secondary motion now to approve the personnel report minus item 1. I don't know that we got a second for that, but you made your motion, trustee Gomez.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve it, if that's what we need.
So, just for clarification, if we make the motion to approve it minus the 1, does that mean we have to bring it up for discussion?
No, it'll be one step. That's the benefit of trustee Gomez's
Okay, just
new
wanted to make
motion
sure.
is do it in one step.
Okay.
Yes. So he still needs a second.
I'll second.
All right, so, motion made by trustee Gomez, second by VP Rodriguez to approve the personnel report minus item number 1.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so Madam Secretary, roll call.
Trustee Gibson King.
Yes.
Trustee Gomez.
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Madam President Taylor.
Yes. All right, moving on to public forum. That concludes our new business items.
All right, if you signed up to speak tonight, if you could, please step to the podium, state your name and your address. Your comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please be respectful of the audience, the board members, and the staff that are present, and please refrain from discussing any individual personnel matters. Thank you.
Sorry, first one on the podium is Stacy Garcia.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stacy Garcia. I live in East Chicago, Indiana. I'm here on behalf of my daughter, Aranza Barrera Cruz. My daughter is a student at Lincoln Elementary School. She is disabled. She has Down syndrome and is nonverbal. She is a first grader whom on February 19th came home with scratches on her private area. And on March 10th, there was another incident where she had bruises on her neck. So I believe that paraprofessionals and staff who work with my daughter, who wear false fingernails, might be unintentionally harming my daughter. So I wanted to ask the board if there is a dress code policy in place, or if something can be, or if this can be addressed so that it doesn't happen to other students. I don't know what the dress code policy is, but I do have pictures of how my daughter came home. I don't know if anybody would like to see them. So I don't know if
If it's okay with you, can I circle back with you at the end of the meeting?
Yes.
And we could exchange, okay, we'll address it then. We'll make sure the appropriate individuals are informed and we'll get some kind of resolution for you.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Next, we have, I'm sorry. Next, we have Jocelyn Wickams? Williams.
That's why I let him call your name, because I didn't know how to
Hello.
pronounce it.
Hello, I'm Jocelyn Williams. My address is 2400 Cardinal Drive, okay? Y'all ain't getting my address. All right. I stand here today, not just as an educator, not just as a staff, but as a member of a community that has been deeply affected by a decision that to me feels calculated, unclear, and profoundly disheartening. Andrea Hogan is not just a name on a contract. She is a product of School City, East Chicago. Her success with this district is one that School City should be celebrating. She is a product of Franklin Elementary. She worked as a paraprofessional, as a teacher, and later became a principal. Her journey is a very story of dedication, loyalty, and commitment that is the exact message that we want our students to believe is possible. Our recent parapresenter, Ms. Marlene Batista, said it best: our students need to see themselves in these spaces. For years, Andrea Hogan advocated for her teachers, support staff, the students and families at Washington Elementary. And because of her leadership, many teachers chose to say, I am one of those teachers, yet without meaningful conversation, without transparency, without consideration of our students, our families, and this staff, she was not renewed, and now our community is left with more questions than answers. Since this occurrence, the district presence in the building has increased, but presence is only an initial form of support. Based on the recommendations given to the board last week, presence now feels like preparation for what is next for Washington, something we, the staff, also did not get invited to understand. No one has asked what our students need during this transition. No one has acknowledged the disruption to our school culture due to the absence of our leadership. As a school, we work together. We always do, to support our assistant principal, Jessica Cameron, in any way that we can. But even in that, we are navigating an uncertainty, piecing together and sharing information that only someone who sits at a table could pass down. We are forcing ourselves to move forward without clarity, to plan without information, and to reassure students and families without knowing what comes next. That is not sustainable. And it is not fair. To put it plainly, it's giving you our thoughts and prayers. Right now, the consideration surrounding Washington Elementary is not one of inclusion or collaboration. Decisions are being made that will reshape our building. Adding classrooms will shift people and dynamics. The expectation is that we will all get along peacefully for the sake of the children, employment, and professionalism. But those of us who live this work every day in this building under this change are not part of this conversation. If there was anyone to consider how this would impact the culture of our school, Andrea Hogan would be this someone. What we do know is that we are already a large school. What we know is that our resources are stretched. We know that we need more teachers and more classrooms, more classrooms per grade level to close the achievement gaps and attain academic progress. We know we need more paraprofessionals to help address our niche demographic of students, and we know for certain we need, perhaps most importantly, we need our principal. That's a good place to end.
Thank you.
Next we have Helen Steinbach. Is she still here? Oh.
Still here.
Okay.
Helen Steinbach, 5207 East 73rd Avenue, Maryville, Indiana. I have two things tonight. I want to say congratulations to all the teachers that did get the TAG grant. And I want to say thank you to Dr. Bernay for including the union in the discussion as to the criteria and how those teachers would be chosen. And also to Dr. Yanders for bringing up the fact that we need to work on expanding that criteria for next year so that more teachers will qualify for some of those TAG dollars. My second thing goes to some of the things that Ms. Williams addressed tonight, that I find it disconcerting that some teachers will not know until the middle of May if they will still be in their building, if they are still in their building, where they will be working from. And although we've been reassured that they will be helped with moving, Please remember that at the beginning of next school year, there is no teacher workday. So any teacher that chooses to work in their classroom to get ready after they've been moved will be working for free unless some compensation is worked out for that. I'm happy that teachers were allowed to submit a voluntary transfer request. However, those teachers still don't know if that request has been granted, and then there will be still people moved around involuntarily, and everybody's gonna find out at the same time, I'm assuming, in the first meeting in May when the personnel report is brought to you. So it's a little bit late, and I'm concerned that we've waited all this time and not communicated with those teachers about where they will be working next year. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, that concludes our public comment.
Okay, thank you. All right, now moving on to trustee remarks. Trustee Gomez.
Madam President, will we have our student have an opportunity to address?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Can we do that first, or do you want to wait till?
You could go first.
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to speak on a pilot uniform policy currently being tested by seniors at East Chicago Central High School. This policy allows students with strong grades and consistent attendance to earn the privilege of dressing down. And I believe it is a positive step for our school community. This pilot program encourages responsibility, accountability, and motivation among students. By trying privileges to academic performance and attendance, it gives students a clear incentive to stay engaged and committed to their education. Additionally, it reflects in a level of trust in students who have demonstrated responsibility, allowing these students some flexibility in how they present themselves can boost morale and create a more positive school environment. I also believe this pilot is a fair and effective way to evaluate whether a broader change to the dress code could work for the entire school community. It gives administration real data while maintaining structure and expectations. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Okay, Trustee Gomez.
I only have a couple items. I mentioned her before, this Grazia Alcantar, whose sister was a teacher here in our district a few years ago. She is now graduated from Notre Dame, and I'd like to congratulate her. And at the same time, I know Dr. Bornay mentioned that Mr. Pollard had received the Tian McCoy Scholarship Award. So I'd like to congratulate him. I just had a question for Mr. Gordon. Do you know where Tian McCoy played basketball at high school? Thank you.
Wow.
Madam President.
Time's up. Moving on.
That concludes my remarks.
Thank you. Trustee Gibson King.
First of all, I'd like to thank our student here today with us, giving her input as to what's going on in her school. We want to thank you for being here, and we're going to be looking forward for you to coming back as well. I also want to thank our national school bus drivers. I want to thank the East Chicago school bus drivers for all the hard work and dedication to keeping our students safe every day. And I also would like to thank our school went to Westside School, and they were participated in the Grand Jamboree with 11 other schools. The band, thank you, Graylin. And I was very excited to support our East Chicago Central High School students. The band participated in the Westside Leadership Academy Band Jamboree, April the 25th, 2026. This exhibition performance included 10 other schools. The students participated in a special performance by the Lincoln University Musical Storm. This performance gave our students exposure way beyond East Chicago and the surrounding areas. Congratulations to Dee Murphy, Band Director at East Chicago Central High School, Mr. Chris Fallers from Gary, Indiana. I want to, our photo credit to Mr. Chris Fowlers, who took the pictures. He's a student at East Chicago Central as well. And I just want to give them a thank you for the performance that our students were able to participate in. And then for Block and School, we're going to have a spring concert at Block Middle School, May the 8th, from 1 o'clock to 1:50. And then we will be having another one, May the 8th, a spring concert at Central High School. So I would just want to congratulate all of our students for participating in the things that they do in our community and in our school district as well. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. VP Rodriguez.
Okay. I just got a few items I just want to go over. One is,
Ms. Williams.
please make sure that you head to the polls before May 5th or even on May 5th, Election Day. We do have early voting that's still going on throughout the various areas for early voting. I believe here it's Cary Gosh, and of course, the Hammond Courthouse is another that's the nearest to us. So definitely take advantage of that because your voice is your vote in our community. Next, I'd like to talk about the Finance Committee. We've met, myself and Trustee Smith met last Tuesday, and of course, we reviewed several key budget items, just sort of understanding the fiscal health of what we call decision makings, and we're committed to ensuring that it's a fair and equitable process. So I like to say to Mr. Hale that we will be bringing that up again. It's just a matter of us just going through the process in the finance so we can have a clear understanding as to where that's going. I also want to talk about, again, a huge congratulations to the 49 students who were recently inducted to the Honor Society. So let's give a big round of applause to them. Also in Indiana College Corps program, Nigel and Jonathan, congratulations. I think that's definitely a great step for them for moving on in their journey. And also, too, I really want to celebrate this individual. I know it was mentioned by Mr. Brown, but let's give a big round of applause for Luis Alvarez Colon for being named Gates Scholarship recipient. I think that's definitely something that's going to be bright, and for him, as well as the understanding with our school district, having somebody within the Gates Foundation being honored. So that's the end of my report, Madam President.
Thank you, VP Rodriguez. Secretary Smith.
Good evening. I just want to say congratulations to all of our students in their achievement, whether it was academic or sports. I'm very, very proud of our numbers. I know they can go higher, but I'm proud of the achievement. I'm proud of the teachers that are striving to help them go to the next level. And I like to just thank the teachers for putting your best foot forward. I'd like to thank the athletic department for also pushing our students, and the teachers and the athletic department. You all have been such a mentor to these children. At the top 20 lunch dinner last Saturday, it was so heart-filling to see that someone made a difference in a child's life, that they wanted to honor them. That means a lot. And that child will take that all the way the rest of their lives, that person, that one person believed in them to help them make that step to success. It was a very nice affair. And also, I would like to say that I am just so proud of us trying to work together. I know it's been difficult, but if we stand together, stand strong, we can make this happen. So I'm just saying, I'm just proud of the bus drivers. I couldn't be a bus driver. I couldn't be a bus driver. I couldn't be a bus aide. So my heart really goes out to them. And Coach Monroe, I'd like to thank you because behind every man there is a great woman. Now, you know I was going to say that. But thank you, for all that you do to help make that athletic department what it is, coaching. And I know, you all have your differences. And I'd like to thank all the principals and everybody that put their whole heart into it. And I pray that next year, school year, will be a much better year, which I know it will. We just have to learn how to work together. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. All right, so thank you guys for your patience tonight. I know we had a super long agenda, but we do have a lot of things to get through. So I tried my hardest to try to navigate us as fast as we could and to achieve what we need to achieve tonight. Also, I know I had committed to share a presentation on behalf of the board on this at this school board meeting, and I want to apologize. I will be sharing that at the next board meeting. I had a very tight schedule, and I just did not want to just put anything together. I wanted that presentation to be intentional and have value. First off, I want to also share that I did attend the Distinguished Graduates Dinner last week. It was both inspiring and enjoyable. And one of the things that really just warmed my heart, and this is a testament to what's going on at East Chicago Central High School. The salutatorian, I'm sorry I did not take names down, and I forgot to bring my booklet, but the salutatorian for this year, I'm sorry? Luis Colon, gracias. Luis Colon, he is an EL student, and he was our salutatorian. Yes. Very remarkable. Very remarkable. So again, this is a testament to all the great things and the progress and the collaboration. It's evident. It's evident that you guys are producing and we are excelling. So congratulations again on us not being a failing school now. So let's keep the work going. I mean, it's just a stepping stone. We still have a lot more to go, but we have the right people in place and we have the right heart as well. Also, that Distinguished Graduates Dinner, we had a little comedy night too. So I know that you teachers are gonna miss this class because they were something else. They were hilarious. Yeah, Jonathan is gone, but he has a different calling on his life. He hasn't tapped into yet. And Mr. Lane said it best that day. There's so much to be proud of. And I wish that those are the success stories that would get to the newspapers and to the social media outlets just as fast as the negative light that they try to put on us gets to them. So share those accomplishments. All those successes that we heard tonight, put that on your social media page. Call the newspaper and tell them what's going on at Central or at the school city of East Chicago. There is a lot of good things happening, and we have the right people in place. We have the right heart, and we have the commitment and the dedication of the staff, community, and our students as well. I mean, very evident. We have Ms. Edmonds here sitting and who spoke very beautifully tonight, and I'm so proud of her. Thank you for joining us, and I hope that you will continue to join us. And I'm so happy to hear that feedback of the uniform pilot, because I worked on that with Dr. Bornay and Trustee Gomez last year. So thank you.
And Edgar.
Huh?
Edgar.
Edgar, my guy.
Yes.
Also, Mr. Kenny Monroe, I know you're probably like, okay, they call my name one more time, but this is my first time ever coaching. I'm the volunteer assistant softball coach, so it gave me a deeper appreciation for what you're doing. It truly takes time and heart to put the volunteer work, and I emphasize volunteer because yes, Coach Kenny Monroe is here all the time, and his name has never came across a claim docket. So, Mrs. Monroe, thank you for sharing him with us. I know we're probably making you a favor. Oh, yeah. But I agree with what Trustee Smith says. It does take a great woman behind a man to do the things that he does. So thank you as well. And just gonna put the plug in out there, softball game home tomorrow against River Forest at 5 o'clock. Please come out and support these girls. These girls work really, really hard. We have about 14 players and like 7 of them are playing for the first time. And they are so committed and they're just enjoying the game and they're learning every day and they're just a joy to be with. I'm really, really enjoying this moment, so thank you for even considering me. But yes, I will be back next year because they made me promise that I will. And also, yeah, excited for Alumni Takeover Day this week. I think I'm going to be living out one of the board's dream, and that is to actually be the superintendent. So I will be taking over as the superintendent on Friday. So I'm just excited for all the alumni coming out. I know that, maybe some people don't really understand, what is the gist of it or what is the whole purpose of it. This is our alumni coming back to our school district and giving back of their talents, their resources, and their time, because we want our students to actually do the same. We have feeder programs in athletics. Let's have a feeder program in the school districts. So that is the whole point of that. We want to come back and give back to them, in which also we are also giving back on May 15th is the 8th grade lunch, and that's also going to be sponsored by the EC Central alumni. So yeah, the alumni is very busy. We are celebrating 40 years, but it's not about celebrating, it's about giving back what the school district gave to us. So thank you for working with us and collaborating with us to get this done. And with that, I conclude my report. Yes.
Madam President, I just want to say I never got my call to be the athletic director.
He wants to be the athletic director. I will speak to the chair and make sure you get that phone
Thank
call.
you.
And Trustee Smith wants to add something to my trustee remark.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, we had our career fair, and it was awesome. It was really, really awesome. I think Dr. Brodnick and Dr. Bornier will have a slide to let you see how invigorating it was. And thank you, Ms. Artis, for doing what you do. We had a lot of children and we had a lot of vendors, and they were really, really excited. So, and it turned out, I even participated, and everybody knows what I do for a living. I even had children come in to ask me about things. So, women do work in mortuary. I mean, it is kind of good money. So I'm just letting you know, it's a career. People don't think that that's a career, but you have to go to school. But they were so interested, and they had such a good time. And I think Dr. Bournier, was it one of the biggest career fairs that we've had? We had it in the gym, and it was awesome. So I just wanted to say thank you for all the teachers that escorted or allowed your students to come. And I'd like to thank publicly, live streaming all the vendors that took the time out to come out to show our students different career paths. Thank you.
Thank you. And now this concludes our meeting. So date and time of next meeting is Tuesday, May 12, 2026, right here at the Administration Building. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Madam President, make a motion to adjourn?
Motion made by VP Rodriguez. Second by Secretary Smith. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Trustee Gibson King? Yes. Trustee Gomez?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Smith? Yes. Madam President Taylor?
Yes, meeting adjourned.
You could sign this too.